It's
a new
season. Happy New Year, everyone.
New Year. I've been, in my emails to people, instead of just saying Happy New Year, I am just saying New Year.
What do you mean?
I don't say the happy. I just say,
give me how this would play out in an email.
Hi, hope this finds you well. ... New Year! Exclamation point.
Okay. All right.
Capitalize N, capitalize Y.
Yeah. That works for me.
What do you feel? Because I'm not feeling the happy yet. Even though I got my weekend water.
So you're just more, it comes across as like New Year?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
No, it comes across as New Year.
Okay, but what do you mean when you're saying that?
Not saying happy yet. Remains to be
I understand
seen.
you're not saying happy. You're just acknowledging that it's a new year.
Without the happy.
Yes. That's what I meant.
Maybe neutral New Year.
So are you going to wait, if things are better, around June, you can start saying Happy New Year?
I'm going to say, Happy 2022, finally.
All right. Well, we'll see. If things start to turn around, I'm going to.
This is our January episode. We have now started a new season. This would be season 3.
Correct.
Of the Stay F Homekins podcast show.
The third year we're doing this. We're in our third year.
We are starting our third year.
My mother, when you asked her how old she was, she would never say, I'm 67. She would say, I'm in my 68th year.
Oh, you need to do math.
Yeah. And it seemed
like she's saying I'm 68.
It seemed like an evasion. You know what I mean?
But she was adding on top. Adding on top instead of adding. I would say I just finished my 66th year. That's what I would say. Shave off the top a little. Sure. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, girl. Hey, guess what? This is Stay F Homekins. It's a podcast. It is an after dinner podcast. My name is Paul F. Tompkins.
My name is Janie Haddad Tompkins.
She is an actress.
He is a comedian.
We are a comedian, not a comedian.
Comedian.
We have a big announcement, everybody.
Comedian.
Some personal news.
Comedian.
Have you all seen And Just Like That?
Just Like That.
We're having our own And Just Like That in my house.
He's Che.
And together we are a married couple living in Los Angeles, and this is our after dinner podcast.
We started this puppy when we locked down for COVID. We thought we might be done with this puppy, but
this puppy, this sucker, hey, you turkeys.
So we were doing it once a week. Then a lockdown went away, and then we were like, well, we still like it. We still like to sit. Oh, it normally comes out on Friday nights, but we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, technically I was too tired to do anything.
That was, by the way, that happened before, I think.
Yeah, it'll probably happen again. Sometimes it'd be that way. I knew we were going to do it last night. And then, man, I just got to around 6 o'clock or something, and I looked over at Jenny and said,
"You hit a wall.
I got no gas in the tank.
You hit a wall.
Can we do this tomorrow?"
Yeah. Because we had the microphones out and everything.
We did. But yesterday was a long day for me, and by the
Yeah.
time it was over, I was done.
Yeah.
But hey, this podcast is free, and as we all know, you get
what you pay for. Which means this, because you didn't pay for it.
Exactly.
So you get this.
You have to spell it out.
You get this. Okay, so the last we checked in, we were like...
Are we doing a previously on Stay F Homekins? Because I do not remember what we talked about last time.
I do, because, well, we did talk... Speaking of And Just Like That, we did talk some about it. Actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. But it was before Christmas, and we were like... we were going to go see my mom in South Carolina.
Right.
And it was like, oh, Omicron.
Oh, Omicron.
And then we were like, well, what do we do? Like, what's the deal? Like, do we go and risk getting it, spreading it, whatever is going on with it, you know? Or unlike, and then my mom has another Christmas alone, you know, because she doesn't really have any family that looks in on her there.
Yeah.
Because I'm here. My brother lives in Philly.
She does have friends, but it's
the
not
friends,
the
yeah.
same.
And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to see my mom.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, let's go. We're just gonna wear like good masks or whatever. So we get on the plane to
put on a KN95.
We get on the plane, and there are like so many babies on this flight, like to the point where I'm like, I'm scared now because it's like, you know, babies can't wear masks. They can't really be vaccinated.
Yeah.
You know, I guess if the mom was
can't or won't.
Babies are anti-vaxxers.
I'm not letting, you know what? They are.
They cry. They come at them with an ear and they're like, I don't want the vax.
It hasn't been tested. Long-term effects.
It's like, anyway, so they were like, the airline goes like, we would like to board, you know, anybody with like small children, and 90% of the plane walked up to the gate. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh man, little vector.
That's a lot of babies.
A little vector plane. So we got there, and then we're there, and we're like, okay, I think we made it, you know. And we had some like rapid tests there and all this stuff. And then the news of Omicron started.
Yes.
Are we having technical difficulties? I see you're like messing with was everything going okay?
Everything's fine. You feel the need to call it out rather than to keep the show going.
I know, because it's hard for me to connect with my co-host. It's like I need a connection.
But you need a connection to tell me a story that I was there for?
Well, because I just want to make sure like I get all the, like, you know, that you get to chime in too.
Hey, baby, I'll always chime in. Don't you worry about me.
Well, yeah. Okay. So then we get there and they're like, oh my God.
Oh my God, y'all.
They're like, guess what? Omicron, you can get it.
Omicron can get it.
You can get it.
Omicron, you can get it.
You can get it. And and it's like so like contagious. Basically, if you look at it. Yeah. You can get it. And we were like, oh, that's really sucks. Let's just be real careful. Mm-hmm. So we're being real careful. Then we're there. And they're like, oh, by the way, half of America is sick and they can't fly the planes. Right. And I was like, that's right. What is going on? Yeah. Like, this isn't good.
I agree. Do you remember?
Yeah. I was like, are we going to be able to get home?
That was a worry for a few days. Were we going to get, and we also had a connecting flight. And then there was the worry of what if we get out of here, mm-hmm. but then we're stuck in New York, which at the time was
that
the
home
hotbed.
It was the home of it was the Omicron.
It was the Omicron.
So anyway, we didn't really have any plans in South Carolina because we were trying to keep it tight. We were trying to keep it on a lockdown. Yeah. But however, my dear friend had come in with her family from London, England. And I don't get to see them much because of them being in England and us being in LA and everything. Mm-hmm. And we had this dinner out planned, and I was like, I don't know, we can cancel it. And she's like, don't cancel it. Because
we had two dinners and we did cancel one with your mom.
Yeah, because my mom was like, I don't want to risk it. And then I ended up like cooking a lot.
Yeah.
While we were there.
Had a nice time.
We had a really nice time. Yeah. And her friend came over because she has a little pod of like her friend, whatever. So I was like, okay, I mean, I can't believe we're doing this. So we went to dinner, and this restaurant was like one of these places where like the entire front wall doesn't exist of the restaurant. Yeah. Like it's like totally, I wouldn't say totally open air because it's an indoor restaurant, but the full front.
The front facade was several doors, glass doors that could be open.
We're totally like an indoor-outdoor kind of situation, which felt better than just being inside, but it still wasn't fully outside.
Look, the whole time we were there, we were thinking, is this a huge mistake?
Well, the whole time we were there, we were laughing because we were like, I bet we're gonna get, like, there's COVID everywhere in here. Because, like, nobody in South Carolina wears masks hardly. Yeah. And there were these people behind us that I ended up kind of hating.
They were horrible.
They were horrible. Yeah. They were horrible.
These two old couples, they were clearly like moneyed people, and they were
like touching other people. I saw them touching like strangers.
They were probably hammered too.
Because remember, we captured them in one of our photos.
Yes.
And another couple had come up to them, and they were like touching each other, and I was like, "Why are you touching?"
But we could see them being rude
to our server.
Like we couldn't hear what was being said, but you saw this one guy was like going on, and you could see on the server's face, her face was she was just nodding and over again, like everyone, we knew exactly what the situation was.
Right.
Was this guy's like, I didn't like the way you did this, and how come we didn't get this and that?
Also, okay, I'm not going to say the name of the restaurant, but it was a new restaurant that we wanted to try.
Yeah.
For like a couple reasons. But I will say, I did not like the concept of the restaurant because first of all, we got so drunk because it was like, oh, it's one of these share plate things, which I'm like, why would you open a share plate thing in the middle of COVID? Number one. Number two, like, it doesn't say that this is the concept of the restaurant.
No.
But there's like 0 carbs anywhere on the menu.
Yeah.
So like they don't bring you bread. There's no like rice. There's no pasta. Like it's like fish and I guess like some vegetables that come on like ginormous plates. And like there's like 3 bites in the middle and and then it's like $500 for something. It was so crazy. And ridiculous. Oh my God, like Claire told me that. She was like, are you crazy that we're going there? Have you looked at the prices? And I was like, I don't care. It's our treat. We want to try it. You know, I haven't seen you. You live out of the country. And she's like, we should just go for drinks. And guess what? We kind of did just go for drinks because like by the time we had our drinks, there was like no food to like sop up the drinks that we had.
We had our little snacks that cost
a gazillion dollars.
Entrees at a fancy.
It was like a joke. It was like crazy. So, but I would never take that on our server, Jessica, because she's young. Yeah. And also like she was having trouble opening the bottle of wine. And we were like,
that's right.
And we were like, well, cause guess what? Cause I was texting with Claire. Okay. So she was having trouble and we were like, oh no, you need to do that. Like your opener sucks. Cause she had like a cheapo opener. Mm-hmm. Because she was like, I think I'm just not good at it or whatever. And then the stupid people behind us said something like, are you ruining that bottle of wine or something? That? Yeah, he was like, I was like, I hated that guy so bad. Yeah. And then and Claire the next day went and bought her an opener and left it at the.
Jesus Christ. Well, she's almost done there. She was telling we got to know all about Jessica.
I know. We asked her. We're like, "What are your?" We're so drunk, by the way. She probably hated us though, but she might not have hated us.
No, she liked us.
By the end of the night, we're very kind to her.
Oh my God, we were so drunk. We overtipped her so crazy,
but it was good. It was fine. Well, because then
it was Christmas.
This is why we thought we might get and spread COVID is because we ran into people.
Yes.
So people started showing up at this place that we knew. Oh, I hadn't seen. There was a friend I hadn't seen that I knew from high school, and her boyfriend. Then they kind of sat with us. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, everyone was vaccinated. But wait, what were you?
Before that, though, there was these strangers that we just met, and we were talking to them at the bar. I don't
But
know
they
how
were
we
not
ended up over
strangers
there.
in a weird way because the one knew Claire.
Okay.
And the one was a sister of someone that I knew from high school.
Yeah, so not a stranger.
Weirdly, I went to her wedding in the 90s.
Wow.
Because I was the date of the guy
And her daughter
whose brother
was
was getting. And no, her sister that she was with.
the sister. It was
The
sister's daughter.
her daughter had come in from San Diego, and they were like making fun of Paul from afar because they were like, "Who is that guy? He looks like Ted Lasso," and they were calling him like Ted Lasso.
Jacket.
And you had your mustache, of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's not Ted Lasso. This is Paul." And then we were like taking pictures, and I was like, "There's no way we're not like spreading." But all these people are
That
vaccinated.
was when it started to feel. I know they were all vaccinated, but we don't know
Well,
where
because
they're
Claire
coming from.
Claire stopped the one. Claire stopped her and she said, "Are you vaccinated?" Before she
Right.
started talking to her, she goes,
Right.
"Honey, I'm a school teacher. Of course I'm. Are you crazy? I got it the minute." And da da da. And we were like, "Oh, we were kind of feeling our like a little safety, and it was totally open air."
Mm-hmm.
And then, but we were sharing air. I mean, we were talking.
Oh yeah.
We were like talking and being
Absolutely.
convivial.
No, it was a risk,
We
for
were
sure.
not being like, "You sit 6 feet over here."
No, not at all.
No, like we were a little tipsy and we were kind of like loving on each other a
Yes,
little
exactly.
bit. Like it was like this.
It was also a relief to be out and be around people, and I think we let our guard down. We skated through, luckily.
Yeah.
But it could have gone another way. But
The people I hated behind us,
Yeah.
they started meddling in us talking to the teacher and her sister and because
Yes,
the
'cause
one
they knew
knew
them somehow.
the one knew Barbara from when they used to live in another neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And the gross guy came up and he's like, "Hey, who are you, little lady?"
the
or
one that looked
whatever.
like George H.W. Bush.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, hey," and he's like, "So," da, 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 da. And then his wife walked up, and he's like, "This is my wife, Phyllis." And I was like, "Okay, well, go be." I was like, "Well, that's my husband," and I was like, in the green jacket. I was like grabbing him. Anyway,
This is my wife, Phyllis.
he is my wife, and I was like, "I hate you. Like, I hate the way you just introduced your wife in front of."
He sucked. This guy sucked.
I hated him so much. And then I was like, if I get COVID just from saying hi to this guy, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
And there was also a moment where when we found out that the daughter lived in San Diego, and we're like, "Oh, we're in Los Angeles," and then I don't know how this happened,
Yeah.
but was it that?
She was lovely, by the way. I now follow her on Instagram. And
What's her name again? Doesn't matter. We probably shouldn't say it anyway.
Yeah, I can't
now-
remember. I have to look up. I think it was like at Ashley or something.
Was
or-
my number put into her phone, or was her number put into my phone?
You're right. How did I give? Why did I give?
I don't know whose idea was like we're in the same state. We just in case. But it's like, is it weird that
Why did I do
am
that?
now a contact of this young lady,
Person.
and it was your idea?
Look, stuff was happening.
We got
And it
lit,
was
for sure.
crazy.
Yeah.
So then I was like, God, I hope we didn't, blah, blah, blah. And so then we barely make it back to LA like the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And because we had that connection in New York and there was a delay.
Yeah.
And I was like, we are going to miss our connection and we're going to have to spend the night
It was getting tighter and tighter.
at JFK Airport. And I have to say, we were on JetBlue. Shout out to JetBlue. I gave a little tweet, but for real, shout out to JetBlue. We were way in the back of the plane, like 2 rows before the back of the plane. And I was like, we'll never get off this plane in time.
Then I had the brilliant idea to grab a couple Heinekens and hit the slide.
That was JetBlue, wasn't it?
was JetBlue.
It wasn't Southwest. It was JetBlue. Okay.
If you've not heard this story, it is the greatest. This flight attendant was quitting JetBlue in the middle they were on the tarmac.
This is pre-COVID too, by the way.
Oh yeah, this is a while ago now. And he decided to quit, and he grabbed a couple Heinekens, and he activated the inflatable slide.
Oh my God.
And he was like, "Fuck all of you," and slid down, where he was promptly arrested. But the greatest resignation in history.
It was a pretty good one. Anyway, we were in the back of the plane. I was like, we'll never get off. So I was like talking to the flight attendant, and I was like, do you think we're gonna, make our connect? And she's like, where are you going, honey? And I was like, LA. And she's like, oh, like her face. She was like, yeah, there's a handful of y'all on this flight. There's like 4 of y'all total on this flight. But just see the gate agent, as soon as you get there, they'll see, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And then as soon as we touched the ground, she made an announcement.
This is when you're having a tight schedule, this is what you hope for, is to hear this announcement.
She came over the loudspeaker and she said, it was huge. It was huge. She got on that loudspeaker.
She took a deep breath.
And she got, hey, what's going on? She said, hey, yeah. She said that as soon as the fasten seatbelt sign comes off, I need all of y'all to sit the fuck down.
If this is your final destination,
she said, what you're going to do, that seatbelt sign's going to come on, and we're going to let 4 people off of this plane first. And then you're going to leave.
She said, listen up, assholes. I'm going to say this once. And if I have to repeat myself, you're going to feel it.
And I have to say, if she hadn't said that, we would have been fucked. Yeah. We would have been in New York and we would have caught COVID.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we definitely would have been stuck in New York, caught COVID, everything. So
I also want to say there were 2 extra people that stood up.
She may have miscounted because they seemed connected. I don't know.
Well, I don't remember seeing them on our flight.
All I know is that we had to run from one door to the other.
Yes.
And if she had not made, literally, it was that close.
Yeah.
Like we just ran over, and it was like we were like
everybody
the last couple
there.
people on, and then we made it, and then we got home, and then the next night it was New Year's Eve.
Oh, that's right.
And so, and we were like, we need to hunker down because number one, Omicron, but also we traveled. We didn't know, we didn't want to mix with other people until we knew we were in the clear,
Especially not on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Well, also, we
canceled our plans for Times Square.
We hate New Year. We kind of hate New Year's, right?
It's just, who cares?
It's a little bit, it's just a fun, I think of it, New Year's as a fun, cozy night. Yeah, so it's a cozy night for me.
Here's my ideal New Year's.
It's a cozy night.
What we do already, which is we hang out, we watch some TV.
Yeah.
And then we go to bed not long after midnight. Or having a small gathering of friends.
Yeah.
Where you can actually talk and
which
stuff
you've done that before too.
Yeah. We've done that in a long time.
Right.
But something like that is not bad. Maybe we should do a neighborhood one next year.
Yeah, we should do that.
Right?
That would be fun.
That would be fun. That would be the way to do it. So people don't have to drive.
But the travel thing is always weird because not everyone's back in town. And
it's true. Some people stay over New Year's.
Yeah. So we got back, and then on Sunday. So then this is the story. This is the coda to the story, is that on Sunday, my friend who we had been with on Monday.
Yeah.
Because they were gonna fly back to London, January 3rd, 4th, something like that. Whenever it was, I can't remember. Yeah. But it was days after New Year's. They were supposed to fly back, and in order to fly back to the UK, you have to produce negative COVID results,
and you have to pledge your loyalty to the Queen. They make you swear on a corgi.
My friend. Oh, I have to tell this other story. And then she was like, we just tested positive. Me and my oldest just tested positive. Now, not everyone in the group had tested positive, but they had to stay in South Carolina in quarantine. And I was like, oh my God, are we, because when when did she get the exposure? When did they, and they were like very mild. Because everyone was vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So we took tests, which we had kind of planned anyway to take because I took that PCR the next day, and we had some rapids. And I don't know how we didn't.
I don't know.
Get it.
Yeah.
Because we flew, we were in airports, we wore masks all the time. But, at one point I went to the post office because I had to run an errand at the post office, which I don't understand how this was allowed.
Yeah.
But the 2 postal workers, because it was a smaller post office, were totally unmasked.
Yeah.
Now, the post office is like a federal thing, and there's a federal mask mandate. And they were like just sitting there fine, like dealing with I want to say 20% of people and they were masked. Almost everyone was unmasked. And I was like, they're totally going to get this new strain, this new contagious strain. I didn't understand the South Carolina. I didn't understand any of it.
You can also bet if those people were unmasked, they were also unvaccinated.
I don't know about that.
If you work at a place where you see people all day long.
But there is a federal mandate to be vaccinated, though. They can't work there unless they are.
I don't know. They seem to be.
Although that was challenged, but now it's been proven that you have to do that. That you can mandate.
Who knows,
you can mandate.
The thing is about. So we don't know how we have not gotten COVID yet.
I mean, knock on wood, but it may happen. I'm not trying to be arrogant I just feel like I'm grateful. Not that I don't have it, but also the timing, because the hospitals are overburdened and, we don't know how we would respond to COVID or whatever,
But lately I've started thinking, what if we had it at some point and didn't realize it?
Okay, so that's the thing I don't understand. First of all, what are the odds that both of us would be the asymptomatic carriers?
Right.
What are the odds? That sounds like that's a little rare to me.
Did we get the gamma strain? I don't know.
But I'm saying
that does seem like it's straining credulity, because I think also because you would feel it more than I would if we had something. So if I felt nothing, you might feel a little bit of something.
Well, I have to say also, is it truly just fully asymptomatic? This is still the thing that I don't understand about COVID. And it's the 3rd year of the pandemic. And I know I've asked this on this.
We'll figure it out by the 5th
I've
year.
asked this on the podcast before. Does asymptomatic mean just pre-symptomatic? Or does asymptomatic mean you full on infected, you can fully infect other people and literally have no change whatsoever for the entire duration of your infectiousness?
I believe that's what that means. That's what asymptomatic means.
Well, then why are we not taking those people that have it and never
harvesting their blood?
Well, but and studying what it is about them.
Right.
That makes them immune to a COVID infection.
I mean,
does that make sense?
I would imagine, because with other things like typhoid or whatever, I would imagine that this kind of thing has been studied, and there might not be a common link. You know what? It might be. I'm assuming they must have tried to study this kind of thing, but it could be that I'm just imagining this. It could be that it's not. It's just the luck of the draw.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. It's God's
That doesn't
plan.
Make sense.
Let go
Now,
and let God.
I feel like I understand something. I understand more is just having immunity to something. Meaning I could be exposed to COVID, but for whatever reason, I don't have a hospitable environment for this particular virus based on whatever, what I've been exposed to in my lifetime, whatever immunities I've developed in my lifetime, being maybe previous coronaviruses that are more like the common, whatever that is. Right. I understand that more than I actually have COVID, but I don't know it.
Yeah.
Like, that's weird to me.
It's weird. Yeah, absolutely.
But then, okay, so then I got back. So we've been on our hunker down because of Omicron. Because basically there is a suggested stay-at-home order right now in Los Angeles.
Right.
Which is like...
I'm just thinking of all the CDC memes that were going around.
Oh, God,
when
I
the
know.
CDC was like, you know what? 5 days is fine.
Well, the whole thing about everything is a mess. And at first I was like...
The whole thing about everything.
Well, like the whole response, the governmental response on the federal level has been, let's just say, not cohesive or coherent, But at first I was like, oh my gosh, that CDC lady should resign. And then I was like, oh wait, no, like she's a brown lady. So they're like throwing her to the wolves. Like she's just the face of the, like, in other words, it's like they fucked up and they want, like, they need like a sacrificial lamb, I
think that's probably true.
And they're like, oh, let's throw the brown skinned lady.
Yeah.
Because we don't care about people like that in our society or something. And I'm like, then I was like, well, she has like an impossible task kind of like, and then I had a little bit of like sympathy on that front. But I also am like, Fauci's like, he's not just getting death threats. Like they literally arrested a man with a AR-15 who was on his way to murder him.
Yeah. I mean,
so
I don't understand why. I don't get it. Like, obviously these people are unhinged that are doing things like this.
Because there's this we live in a bubble, I think, because there's this whole other side.
What, in Los Angeles?
Well, there's this faction of politicians that have these huge platforms that are basically saying that
they're demonizing him.
Well, they're saying to kill him.
Yeah.
They're basically saying to kill him.
What is the language that they're using?
If you get a good shot, take it.
Jeez. Who said that?
Fox News said that specifically, and then
I kind of remember this.
And then this other idiot, who is it? Rand Paul, something. He's raising money off of Fauci's face with like a target. I don't know. Like it's like donate $5, $10, $20. So they're using him as like he's like. They're basically trying to make it like he developed COVID in a lab and unleashed it on the world, and like it's like
to get rich.
Yeah, I don't get it. Here's $20. Here's the $20 button or whatever. So then we got back, and so now we're on sort of this like kind of like just like essential things we have to do that we are doing, but not outside of that anymore. And then my friend Nicole in New York, she sends me this text, and she's like, "Oh shit!" And it was like a picture of a COVID test, and it had like a faint line. And it was like, it looked like it was positive. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was like zoomed in to see if it looked like she was positive. And there was a naked man with his big penis sticking out on
that meme of this, that naked.
Wait, you knew who it was?
Oh, I've seen it. People have gotten me with it so many times. It was going, I guess it was last year. I can't remember when it happened now. I've lost all sense.
The guy sitting down with his dick.
He's like a huge black guy with a giant dick, and he's just kind of sitting down, and people were photoshopping him into everything.
She photoshopped him in the comments.
Oh, it was good. It was a good one.
She was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh my God. Oh no. Like, are you feeling okay? Like, do you have symptoms? And then like I zoomed in and I was like, fuck, Nicole. I cannot believe you just sent.
What was so great about it too was it was just the right amount of time that has passed since that meme was happening all over the place. It was perfect.
It made me so mad. I was so mad at her.
Speaking of perfect and getting mad, we have some ads.
Oh my God, is it time for the ads?
Time for the ads. We'll see you on the flip-flop, y'all. Feelzings, whoa, 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 feelzings. I haven't heard that song in such a long time. I'm not sure if that's how it goes. Feels. Hey, Feels. Guess what? You're sponsoring this episode of Stay of Homekins. Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody else? Feels is a better way to feel better.
What is Feels?
I'm about to say it. Why don't you mind your business? Our premium, what if you thought I was just going to stop there? Feels. Our premium CBD, now it's me and Feels together. Our premium CBD will keep your head clear and help you feel your best. CBD has been proven to greatly reduce anxiety, pain, and sleeplessness, 3 things that stink. Navigating the world of CBD can be complicated, and at Feels, we look to make the process as simple as possible so you can start feeling better sooner. Are you new to CBD? Well, Feels offers, virgin. Listen up, noobs. Feels offers a free CBD hotline to help guide you through the discovery process. A shout out to Canada. No CBD is right for you? Feels hassle-free membership program is guaranteed to help you feel your best month after month or your money back. It's that simple. Shipped direct to your doorstep in only a few days, Feels is the new, natural, healthy, better way to feel better. Sorry, I'm looking at a little grid that shows all the talking points that I've just given you. Here's some required points. My experience, I've tried Feels, and guess what? I like it. It does reduce anxiety. It does help with sleeplessness. Those are two things that I have sometimes, and Feels was like a great way to deal with that. I can relax the end of a long day. I could take some Feels CBD, and I can fall asleep faster and have a nice little 8-hour nap. Now, here's the thing. I want you to feel the way I feel. It's the opposite of that song by that guy.
Feel like the way I feel?
Do you feel like I feel?
Do you feel like I
Who
feel?
is that? No.
It's a Christmas song.
Not the Christmas song. Where he makes the guitar talk. Who is that guy?
Do you feel like John Mayer?
He doesn't make the guitar talk.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know this song. It's like, look, we can't talk about this now. Hey, everybody. Go to feels.com.
Feels.com. That's Feals.
Feels.com/ thank you. That is important.
Feals.
Feals. Feels.com/homekins.
Homekins.
Okay. Become a member and get 50% off your first order at home. Feels.com/homekins. The offer code is homekins.
Homekins.
Get Feels and start feeling better. Feals.
I'm so excited about our next sponsor because guess what? It's an actual living, breathing human being. And her name is Danielle Crissa. She's an artist and she has an amazing product that will brighten your day and make you feel better about yourself and the world. She's an artist that has started a daily newsletter called the No Such Thing as Too Much Art Society. It's filled to the brim with contemporary art. No snobby art world jargon included. It is made accessible for the regular person. I know because I have been getting this daily newsletter and I love it because I want to know more about art, but I need somebody more knowledgeable to help me know what's going on in the art world. And she curates basically these amazing artists and stuff that you would never know about otherwise and brings them to your inbox every day. And this is the perfect time to be getting something like this because it brings beauty to your life and it expands your mind, expands your heart, and it expands your knowledge of culture. And it also allows you to take a break from the horrible news that's going on in a time when we're constantly bombarded with bad news about the latest variant. Hello, Omicron. How about Nomicron? Insane politics. Yeah, we're a house divided and all sorts of other junk. This newsletter is a bright spot, delivering beauty and inspiration directly to your inbox every day. And who couldn't use a little more beauty and inspiration every day? Reliable, there for you, ready to start your day with your coffee or tea or however you start your morning. It's only $3 a month. For a subscription, that's like one mediocre latte per month in exchange for so much art. How do you get this awesome newsletter, do you ask? You sign up at thejealouscurator.com. That's thejealouscurator.com. And you can follow Danielle on her Instagram at thejealouscurator. So go sign up, try it out. Even if you don't know if you want it or not, just try it out and see, because I promise you it'll lift your spirits and bring beauty and color and also inspiration, because these are people who are, making their art in a world where it's hard to get it seen, and that she's doing a service to these people by bringing it into other people's awareness. So check it out, jealouscurator.com.
Every day, tens of thousands of trees are cut down to make single-use paper products that are flushed or thrown away into our overflowing landfills. Sorry. Our forests currently remove around 1/4 of the carbon humans put into the atmosphere, making them a crucial part of the fight against climate change. Real paper is here to help that fight. Real paper is a sustainably made product that helps reduce deforestation and single-use plastic waste. At Real Paper, all of their products are 100% plastic-free and made without virgin tree fibers, meaning no new trees are cut down to make their toilet paper or paper towels. No new friends and no new trees. Real developed a premium sustainable alternative so that you don't have to sacrifice quality to help the planet. Plus, making this small change can have a big impact. So far, Real Paper has eliminated over 250,000, thousand with a T, pieces of single-use plastics. Plus, each purchase of Real helps fund access to clean sanitation around the world. Here is your call to action. Real Paper is available in easy, hassle-free subscriptions or for one-time purchases on their website. All orders are conveniently delivered to your door in 100% recyclable, plastic-free packaging. If you head to realpaper.com/homekins and sign up for a subscription using my code HOMEKINS at checkout, it's our code, to be fair.
REEL.
Yes, REEL. Sorry, not REAL. REEL at checkout. If you head to realpaper.com/homekins and sign up for a subscription using my code HOMEKINS at checkout, you'll automatically get 30% off your first order. That's REELPAPER.com/homekins or enter promo code HOMEKINS to get 30% off your first order. Real Paper, what are you doing? Were you conducting my ad? Real Paper is toilet paper and paper towels that change lives.
Guys. Hey, I want to talk to you about meal kits. You ever heard of Green Chef? You probably have, because they sponsor Stay at Homekins. And we're so excited that they are sponsoring us here in season 3. Green Chef is a meal kit company. They make eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, veg, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. Okay, guys. Green Chef is convenient and easy. It makes cooking easy so you can spend less time stressing and more time enjoying delicious home-cooked meals. It saves you time by taking care of meal planning, which, let's face it, that's kind of the hardest part. Grocery shopping and most of the prep for you week after week so you don't have to. They have always changing variety, easy to follow recipes. It means there's something new to discover each week so you never get bored. I have to be honest. I've tried Green Chef and I love it. You get a box and it comes with 3 meals in it with recipe cards and pictures and step-by-step instructions. And all your food is portioned out and ready for you to go. And they've already tried and trued those recipes for you so you know they taste really, really, really good. I have liked every Green Chef recipe I've ever made. I do the balanced meals. I don't do like a specialty diet, but you can get specialty diet ones. So I want to share a special offer just for our listeners. It's a good one. It's a good one. Go to Green Chef. Oh my gosh, Cuckoo.
You're just in time for Green Chef.
Cuckoo loves Green Chef. Go to greenchef.com/homekins130 and use code homekins130. Do you know what that means? You get $130 off.
Oh!
Plus free shipping. Okay? So, please go to greenchef.com/homekins130.
Man, we're back.
I did not think we were going to get through the ads.
Hey, you missed Cuckoo in the ads. If you skip ahead for the ads, through the ads, you missed Cuckoo.
Cuckoo got in there just in time.
Okay,
Peter.
So this also
I
happened
knew
in
it,
an
by
ad.
the way.
In an ad, I could not remember the name of Peter Frampton, of course.
By the way, I did not know what he was talking about, but he was all like, "Oh, it's like, you know." I was like, "I don't know who you're talking about. Who made their guitar talk? Like, what are you talking about?" And he's like, "I don't know, Peter." And I was like, "Peter Frampton."
Yeah, but now you know about the guitar talking, right?
But no, I don't know about the guitar talking, but you know I love Peter Frampton.
You don't love him enough to know about the guitar talking? Shame on you. You're a bad fan.
What? I'm not that big of a fan.
Well, you said you loved him.
I like Baby I Love Your Way, and I like, okay, keep going.
The song Do You Feel Like We Do, which I don't know why it's called
How
that.
does it go?
Here's the lyric. Do you feel like I do?
Why is it we then if he says I?
Exactly. Here's the lyrics. The lyrics are crazy. I've never really paid attention to the lyrics of this song. Okay. Woke up this morning with a wine glass in my hand.
Should speak to you. Paul loves his wine. Usual Wines. I wish you'd come back to our show because we miss you.
Please come back, Usual.
We also still buy you. Okay.
Woke up this morning with a wine glass in my hand. Whose wine? What wine? Where the hell did I dine?
Wait, those are still the lyrics? That's not you asking?
No. From here on out, these are the lyrics unless I look at you. Okay. Must have been a dream. I don't believe where I've been. Come on, let's do it again.
What?
Do you feel like I do? Do you feel like I do?
The fuck?
My friend got busted just the other day. They said, don't walk away.
What?
Drove him to a taxi, bent the boot, hit the back. Had to play some music. Otherwise, he'd just crack.
I guess this guy's British because he said bean and boot and all that.
Do you feel like I do? Do you feel like I do?
Who is he talking to?
He's talking to you. Yeah. Do you feel like I do? Do you feel like I do? It's turning into a mammoth play.
Okay.
Champagne for breakfast with a Sherman in my hand.
Sherman? Oh, Sherman. Nat Sherman's.
I smoked those for a day.
I did for a minute.
Yeah. Part hope, part ales. Never fails. Must have been a dream. I don't believe where I've been. I don't like that rhyme.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
There's more about this I mind than that rhyme.
If you're going to repeat it as a chorus, I think you have to have a better, exact rhyme.
Okay.
You know, you can get away with it once in a lyric, whatever.
Right.
But if you're gonna bring it back,
what? Okay, keep going. I need to know more.
Come on, we're gonna do it again. Do you feel like I do? Do you feel like I do? Do you feel? Do you feel like I do? Do you feel? Do you feel? Do you feel like I do? Do you feel? Do you feel? Do you feel like I do? Do you feel? Do you feel? Do you feel like we do, like I do?
What?
He says, feel like we do once. And that's the title of the song. And that's the one where he used the talk box that was somehow hooked up to his guitar.
Like Reggie Watts or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Now, that's a wild song. I've never listened to those lyrics before. Just the chorus.
I don't know if I've heard it. Do you think I've heard it?
You've heard it, yeah. It's one of those unavoidable songs. You've heard
Alexa, play Do You Feel Like...
No, Alexa, stop. Alexa, belay that order.
I want to know what it sounds like.
We'll listen to it.
Oh, shut the... No.
Alexa, no thank you. No, Alexa, stop. Thank you very much. I'm trying to be politer to the machines.
Why? They're not going to be polite to us when they take over.
So you're saying, why not go for it? Mm-hmm. You're saying it doesn't matter what we say.
I'm saying our time is limited before the machines take over.
I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to at least try to reason with the machines.
That's a mistake. Classic mistake. It's not going to work.
You think it's going to be like that Black Mirror where the robot dogs ran around killing people?
I don't think I saw that one. I didn't see every Black Mirror.
It was a scary one, actually. It was a pretty good one. It's like those robots, the kind you see in the videos from the Boston robotics. What is it called?
I don't know.
But you know those videos where it'll be like a robot, like a long box that has legs.
I don't like those.
They're very creepy. They're very creepy.
If we're going to make robots, why are we making more animals?
Well, because I think that it's too, as creepy as those things are, if you made it like humanoid, wouldn't it be even creepier?
I mean, I think maybe like just make them not animalistic or humanoid at all. They should have their own
Well,
thing.
but we're just putting that on them. Like it's a rectangle. You know what I mean?
With legs.
With legs, but the legs serve a function to move around.
Okay.
But we're saying like, oh, it's like a deer or whatever.
Right.
Or a big dog.
Right.
It's on us, baby.
Interesting. I don't know how I feel about it, really. Robots and how they're going to take over. I mean,
you better decide because we don't have long.
Wait, can I just say the funny thing that happened this week?
With a robot?
With you.
With me? Oh, I'm excited. Do I come out good in this story? Is this a story where I'm the hero?
I don't know what this was about, but for some reason, Reese Witherspoon tweeted about like our lives we're gonna have like these online lives, like avatars.
Yeah, and we got to get
and
crypto and digital spaces.
She didn't say crypto, but she said
the metaverse.
She did say
crypto.
I don't remember her saying crypto or metaverse. I thought she said alternate online.
I'm pretty sure she mentioned. I mean, she's big into crypto. She's been paid to be into crypto.
I don't know if I'm into crypto or not into crypto.
I know I'm not. Here's my question about crypto, right?
You're going to ask me? I don't understand.
Well, I want to know if somebody knows.
Money is a construct anyway. That's what I don't understand, like why people are so aggro against crypto, other than
I'll tell you exactly
environmental.
Why. That's why.
Okay, but
because
that's
we
different.
already have a fake money called money.
Yeah.
So why are we going out of our way to go outside of that system for people to feel like they have some treasure for this amount of time that is going to this is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Here's what I don't get about crypto is it takes so much energy to power these little tokens, right? So much energy. That is not supposedly.
No, I mean,
it's true.
But everyone, like, are there no sustainable cryptos?
I think Ethereum is supposed to be like a sustainable
crypto. Okay, keep going.
But most of them aren't. So if one is, it's like if China sucks in terms of environmental stuff, then the defeatist thing is to say, well, it doesn't matter what we do because if China's not going to do it, it's not going to. The planet's still fucked, right? Okay, let me finish.
Yeah.
So conversely, if Ethereum is the one crypto that's not fucking up the planet, it's a drop in the bucket. You know what I mean? Because all these other ones, the more people buy.
Well, why can't the other ones become like Ethereum? I mean, like,
because
why
they
can't?
Don't want to do it. Why can't everybody have electric cars? Why can't everybody take the bus?
Everyone will have electric cars.
Why can't everybody take the bus? Why can't everybody take the subway? You know what I mean?
Well, because.
And how do you know everyone will have electric cars?
Because I just know. I do.
I don't think we're going to be around that long.
I disagree.
Okay. So.
I have an electric car.
Here's my thing.
Also, full disclosure, sure. I have an electric car.
And you are the everyman. So if crypto is this way of these people have this idea that, okay, eventually money is going to collapse, and I will have this thing. So when society falls apart, I'm okay because I have my crypto, right?
What I don't understand about money.
I haven't finished yet.
You asked the question. That was the question.
No, I have many rhetorical questions.
That's my question. Do you want the answer or not?
No,
okay, keep going.
This is what I don't understand.
I'm listening.
If people are are powering these planet killing, currencies. By the time they're hastening the demise of society with this. So when society is over, where is the power coming from that keeps your magical money alive? Do you know what I mean? Like if we're headed towards Cormac McCarthy's The Road,
okay,
there's no fucking crypto in that world. It's going to be about water.
Well, first of all, I think I have a very loose understanding of crypto anyway. I'm also someone the maybe 2 times I've been to a foreign country, I have to use an app to tell me what the money is because I don't know. I'm not good at understanding the money.
Absolutely.
Like I'm like, what? This is 20,000 something.
I love it when it's like that. Where it's like
we were
Italy,
in Iceland.
where it's like, yes, that's 2 billion euro.
We were like in Iceland, and I was like, what? 10,000 for this candy bar?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I was like, what? Okay, is it normal?
But it's like, I feel like when you're in a place where it's like that, you're like, oh, I'm fine. But when I was doing Kelsey Grammer Resents the Sketch Show, I remember Caitlin Olsen.
You just used the name that you called it.
Anytime we'd be like at a shop and we would buy something.
You're in England.
She would say.
You're in London.
Yeah, we were in London. And she would say, that's like $50 American. Or that's like, you would buy like.
She did the math in her head.
You would buy but she would do it every time. And I was like, Caitlin, you have to stop doing it because we're here. What are we going to do?
Like you have to get it.
If you're going to tell me this candy bar costs $5, I don't know what to tell you.
I need that candy bar.
Exactly.
I need that fucking candy bar.
I can't be thinking about it until we're gone from here because we're stuck here for 2 months.
Right. I mean, here's the thing about what I don't understand about crypto anyway. How is... This is going to sound so dumb and like people are going to come at me, but I don't care.
They're going to come at me too, so
I don't care. So we have money. That's where I'm starting from.
Right.
We have money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like if I'm going to Venmo, like if I'm like, okay, I'm going to Venmo you $15.
Thank you. For podcast co-hosting.
Whatever. Or I'm online and I'm going to buy Green Chef or I'm going to whatever. I'm going to enter these numbers or whatever.
Yes.
Like, how come that's just not, like, all that currency is digital anyway to me now? Right. Like, sure, I could go to the bank and withdraw all my money in, like, bills, right?
Yeah.
But that's not how we do business anymore. It's all, like, digital now and symbolic now anyway. So like I don't understand like why we need this other currency anyway. I don't understand. I don't want to know.
I know.
And someone's going to try to mansplain it to me. And I don't want to be mansplained about it in a weird way. For sure. Like I just kind of like if you start to really think about like money and how it's just like worthless, but it's only worth what we
it's a little
project
dream.
onto
it's a little
it.
Dream that we all agree upon.
Yeah.
You know?
Then it really blows your mind.
Yeah. But it
sounds like I'm taking some field CBD, but I haven't.
Stop calling back all of our sponsors.
I'm trying to help because we screwed up on some of this ads. I don't know what happened. I'm just saying, like
you're saying that one company didn't want me to talk about Peter Frampton.
Peter Frampton. I'm just saying,
not
like
remember his name.
Like, sure, like everything is digital now. Like, I get like. Anyway, my whole point was that I was going to say that she tweeted something, and then you said you sent her you tweeted a picture of a monkey and said
crude drawing of a monkey.
And said it was an NFT or something. Well, because there's an NFT monkey thing was a thing in the news. That's what you were referring to. It was like a little there was some guy that was like selling the board. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really here's another
thing.
But
can I just say I don't understand NFTs, but people who buy like they spend $250,000 for one of the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. To me, it sounds like such a hoax on such a level, which I don't really understand. Like to me, it sounds like I have a bridge in bridge in Brooklyn to sell
this
you.
Is now yours.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Exactly, because they're JPEGs, you know, and it's like here's the thing I don't understand about it. This is a big question I have about NFTs. Why do they look so shitty?
I've never seen one. What are you talking about?
You never seen one of those Bored Ape things?
I've seen like, I guess, representations of them.
That's it. That's the NFT.
I mean, in a weird way, like, okay, art, you're saying like, it's just JPEGs, it's just pixels or whatever. But like art is also, it's just paper and paint. So it's all like $2 on the surface.
Some art looks nice. Why do these things look so shitty? I've never seen an NFT from anywhere that was like, oh, that's a nice piece of art. Like it's always like some stupid fucking.
But I'm going to be honest with
cartoon.
you. I don't think I've seen an NFT in my life.
If you have seen people talk about NFTs and their profile picture is a cartoon, that's an NFT.
But it's not the NFT, right? Like if I had to don't I have to go to someone's home to actually see the NFT?
I don't fucking know. I don't know if it just lives on a server somewhere and that's the only way. I mean, ideally, the value of it would be if it's locked away somewhere, and there's only one of them. But then people
I don't understand
they can just
anything.
like take a screen cap and then
By the way,
it's so weird.
You know what I'm upset about?
It's like if we had money and people are just at their home saying like, oh, I made a $1 bill right now.
What I'm upset about is this conversation sounds so dumb and rudimentary that in 5 years, like everyone owns NFTs. Like,
I don't think so.
And that we're going to be like, isn't that funny? We were on the podcast at one time. Here's our 25 NFTs.
I don't think so, honey. I mean, we'll see, but I'll say this right now. As dumb as we might sound right now,
yeah,
NFTs sound 1,000 times dumber to me.
But I don't want to say that and like alienate like certain artists out there that are like, my medium is NFT. So I don't want to like shit on people's, if this is like an exciting art form for them.
If those people are getting paid money, good for you.
No, but is it an exciting
if you're being paid crypto?
No, but this is what I want to know.
Yeah.
Is it an exciting art form for them? Or is it just about the fact that it's this new...
I think the fact that you're not seeing like great artists make NFTs, like even people that are like I don't know, like well-known comic book artists or something like that. You know what I mean? These things look stupid. They look stupid.
We don't know that. We've never seen one, honey. We've only seen representations of them. We've never seen a real NFT.
Do you think, okay, so if you see a drawing of a monkey wearing a fucking baseball hat and he's got a joint hanging out of his mouth, right? And that's the representation of it. Do you think if you saw it, if you could Matrix style go into the computer and see it, that it would be beautiful?
It could.
Well, then why is that the representation of it?
Because they're impossible to capture in representation form.
No, that's it. That picture you're seeing, that's the NFT. That's it. It doesn't look any different anywhere.
Stop it. You're lying. I don't believe it.
Is this all because you love Reese Witherspoon so much?
I do love Reese, and I understand it's complicated.
You are caping for Reese Witherspoon.
I get it. She was like, pulled over for a DUI and said, do you know who I am? I get it. But that also amused me on a certain not DUI part. Not the DUI part. That never do that. I'm just saying there was something funny about that to me.
Sure.
It was funny.
Let's talk about...
It was funny.
Let's talk about Station 11. This was something that I liked a lot. You liked not as much as I did.
No, I did. I did like it.
No, I'm saying you didn't like it as much as I did because you there were signals in it that you thought was a different thing.
I don't want to spoil this series for people because it's a very moving series.
Yeah.
But there was something in the series that led me to believe at the very beginning that it was a different genre than what it was.
That it was more sci-fi.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's based on a book, which I kind of want to read the book now. It's based on it's
a beautifully done series.
I really loved it. It really it was a great cast.
It was moving. By the end, I was so moved about like what it had to say about life and like the journey of life and kind of like what is home, what is, what is important. What is family. Like there was so much about it that I thought was so touching about it.
Yeah.
It's not sci-fi though.
No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, it does take place.
It's not.
It shifts time periods, but part of it is a dystopian future.
But it takes place in the real Earth.
Yeah, on real Earth.
And real world.
The idea is that it's very relevant to today's times because the idea is that there's a
pandemic
virus that wipes a significant portion of the population out. And it's the lives of various people that have survived and what they
have to rebuild society.
Yeah. And it's really,
sort of about human nature too.
Absolutely.
But it's also about, speaking of NFTs, it's about how integral art is to survival.
Yes. But if that art is fungible, it's got to be fungible.
It's about art and how integral it is to survival, and also how integral art is to trauma, like healing trauma and stuff like that, and like carrying. But I will say, but then like at the end, when I got through the whole thing, I was like, oh, it's not about other. I don't want to spoil any of it.
But there's like, one element that pops up a couple times that doesn't really pay off. It's not like, just so you know, it's not like a thing that, oh, and then at the end, this was revealed. You know, it's not that at all. It's more a symbolic thing.
Well, when it happened at the beginning, I kept like asking other people that had started it when we started it. I was like, what's the deal with that? What do you think that means? Like, da 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 da. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, the thing then with the blah, blah, blah. And then she opens the door and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what do you, I don't remember that. I'm like, what?
I hope this isn't driving people crazy because we're not saying what
But I almost feel like maybe they'll like watch it or something.
When you watch it, you'll know. But you should
I think people who have watched it probably know exactly what we're referring to.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been like a weekend of, we've seen some very touching things.
We're kind of locked down. We're in lockdown because of the Omi. By the way, my friend called it Omnicron, and I was like, why is she doing that? And then I listened to Casey and Busy on their podcast, and Casey said Omni.
Did she really?
She was like, I think it's funny to call it Omni. And I was like,
okay. So she knew she was doing it on purpose.
But I was like, wait, this is a thing? People are calling it Omnicron?
People are also calling it Omarion.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like he was a musical artist. I think he was like an R&B guy that I'm only dimly aware of. I don't know if I would know a song of his if I heard it.
Well, all I know. Oh, wait, were you going to say we got to see Belfast?
And Belfast, yeah, which is beautiful. You can rent it now. It's directed by Kenneth Branagh.
We were very kindly and generously gifted a free screening of it.
Yes.
Streaming. But I was like excited because I did want to see it, and I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Did you know much?
Not really. I honestly didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about it.
But the streaming screening that we got to see, there was also a Q&A with the actors, with some of the actors, not all of the actors.
Right. And Kenneth Branagh, the director.
And Kenneth Branagh. And I was so charmed by them all and how special this movie was to them, because some of the actors are from Northern Ireland. Yeah. And
it's such a good cast.
It's a really beautiful movie.
Yeah, it's wild. Here's the thing. I think here's what Belfast and Station 11 have in common is that they are two very moving and uplifting stories that are happening against the backdrop of terrible events. That's
what I like about the trend of art going in this direction, actually, because, you know, we kind of have lived through all of this gloom and doom, rightly so. But rightly so. I mean, we're in this like Squid Game, or, you know,
rightly so. We deserve it.
And no, but I mean, like, and there was so much I loved, like, during the pandemic. Like, I loved Squid Game. But I feel like we're entering this moment with storytelling where they're giving us a little bit of like, this is what we've learned. This is the resilience we've gathered from this time and place. There's been other horrible times and stuff in history, or in the, you know, in these fictional worlds, or in the past in history, blah, blah, blah. And we can survive with like love and connection, and it's not heavy-handed, but it's genuine. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not really the trend, but maybe it's just stuff that we sought out or kind of landed in front of us.
No, I mean, I think there might be something to that. I think that this, obviously, this
people want to look for meaning in it.
Yeah.
They want to look for meaning in it.
This experience is affecting people profoundly, and we're all thinking about things in ways that maybe a lot of us haven't thought before, you know? And for some people, it's like, I'm sure it's like now you're coming around to where I've already been, you know, but I was very grateful to have seen these things. It really was.
Speaking of, can we talk about, we talked about on the last podcast and we briefly mentioned this time, but like you are watching this in Just Like That with me.
Yes, I am. I am compelled to. Well, I'm a big Che Diaz fan, so.
Can we talk about Che Diaz and how Che Diaz has like gotten into this, like the conversation online? This is a character in Just Like That, and Just Like That. And Just Like That is the
Just Like That
is the spin-off show or whatever, Sex and the City. And
it's a new chapter.
I can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
And I don't. Well, first of all, I'm loyal to the characters in a weird way. And like, I'm pissed that Samantha character is not in it.
Yeah.
Because she's like the funnest character. And
you really do lose a lot.
Yeah.
You lose a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing where like Mr. Big, well, I shouldn't. Am I allowed?
Everyone knows by now. It was the first episode, and then the Peloton, and then the accusation.
The actors accused of, like, there's so much drama surrounding this thing, and I'm like, okay, but I'm like, I want to get into the world of this show now, and some of it, I'm like, okay, I see what the writers did there, and I actually am like, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
like they want it, like I think they clearly needed to make the Carrie character a single woman in her 50s. And because her whole thing is like dating and trying to find love and everything like that, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't hate it now. Like at first I was really upset. But I guess maybe the actor being accused of misconduct like helped me accelerated the whole like acceptance of that character being off the show in a weird way. But there's this whole insane storyline. Spoilers ahead, guys. I'm going to spoil it. Okay. I'm just going to spoil it.
I feel like people are watching. I feel like everyone who's going to watch it is watching it now.
And who aren't going to watch it don't give a shit.
Yes. If you're saving it for whatever reason, sorry. Skip ahead.
Okay. There's this character, Miranda, and she's married with a teenager.
She's married to Steve. We're married. I love you. Why? What are we going to do about Brady? His girlfriend comes over, they have sex so loud. I'm losing my hearing for some reason.
I read that the actor himself has hearing aids.
No, I'm sorry, guy who plays Steve.
I did read that, but
Is that why he talks that way? He can't hear himself?
This is savage. This is savage.
It's Savage Fenty.
Savagery. Savagery is happening right now. I feel like, well, it wasn't that they just gave him hearing aids. They literally made it like he has that, what is that that premature aging disease?
Progeria.
They kind of like made his character. Like he's like in his 50s and he's super fit looking.
Yeah.
He looks great.
Yeah.
And he like runs a bar and everything, but they made it like he's like disgusting. Like she doesn't want to touch him sexually.
Yeah.
Like she's like, I think that I do think that it could be interesting to explore a marriage that has gone into like a comfortable area.
Yeah.
I would find that sort of like interesting. But did
they sort of do that in the second movie with Big or?
Yeah.
Right?
Wasn't there something like that? Like he wanted to
TV in the bedroom.
He wanted to listen to jazz or something.
I like to watch old movies, kid. I'm a guy who likes old-fashioned things.
By the way,
like rape, like sexual assault. That's what I like.
Guys, Act 2 of Stayfhomekins tonight is spicy as fuck.
Right,
Act 1 was like fucking.
It was literally about a plane trip.
Act 2 is Unhinged. It's off the rails. It's like spicy. It's a little Shay Diaz.
It's a little Shay Diaz.
So basically, I had to say they've made
moment.
They've made the storyline of Miranda in this sexless marriage. First of all, they made the sexless marriage like it is like. Am I wrong that they've made it like a crime? Almost.
Oh.
Like she's the victim of something? A little bit?
No, I don't feel that way. But they are, I don't think it's so much that she's a victim, but they are not.
She's not exactly, giving him blowjobs in the fucking kitchen or something.
The best place to get a blowjob.
Like, it takes two to tango. Do you know what I'm saying?
I love looking at this fridge. You're getting a blowjob.
I'm sorry, Miranda, but it takes two to tango.
Right. But it's all condensed storytelling because
Agreed.
We don't know, like in real life, of course, it would be like, and it's also 1/4 of a story.
No, but she says in one of the episodes they haven't had sex in 7 years or something.
Yeah. Which begs the question, what about him? Like,
but also begs the question of like, you haven't had a conversation about this until...
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you feel entitled to the most exciting sex life?
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's the problem I have.
But what they're trying to say is the reason this hasn't happened is because she didn't know who she was. And now she's having this awakening. You know what I mean?
You think so?
But the problem is
that what they're saying?
Yeah. It's hard to tell this story as 1/4 or even, I'm going to say, sometimes 1/6 of a storyline.
Because they've added all these new characters.
These other people, which they kind of remember sometimes. Like, oh, yeah, we got to.
It's a pretty big story.
Throw these people in there. They can't have a baby. Maybe they don't want to have a baby.
That was crazy, I thought. What I thought was crazy in the last episode, just in terms of like television rules.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
That they showed a full scene of the new supporting cast.
Yeah.
Like without any of the main cast in it.
Yeah.
That was weird to me.
It was weird.
What did you think about that? Like in terms of the rules of television storytelling, where they don't have the main cast involved?
It feels very afterthoughty to me. Like it doesn't feel afterthoughty. It feels like they didn't know what to do. Like in the absence of Kim Cattrall coming back, they were like, you know what? She's not here. We got to figure out what we're going to do about that.
Well, they definitely wanted to diversify the cast. I knew that.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Was that they also wanted to do that because it was a very white show and
which is a good valid thing to do.
Yeah, but you know what? You got to figure out how to do that before you start shooting the show. And I feel like
they added like so many elements.
They added these elements and they don't know what to do with them. So now we have this black professor character who is like ambivalent about motherhood. And this feels like something they've already covered.
But they also, I think they wanted to add that for like their younger viewers in a way, because they can't just cover all the 50 somethings. But they could have. I think they totally could have.
Exactly. Because look, if you're watching the show, no matter how old you are, it's probably because you're familiar with the original series.
The younger versions of the characters and when they were ambivalent about motherhood.
Yes, and you're watching for these characters.
I didn't mind like this scene where Miranda was like, I understand exactly how you feel about being ambivalent about motherhood. I feel like that was a very valid thing.
Absolutely.
But then to show like this whole other character and her life without any of the main characters in it was so strange to me.
Absolutely.
Because they also had more scenes with her. Like she was at this dinner with all these other people we've never seen. And then we saw her in bed with her husband and everything. And I was like, wait, is she the Samantha replacement? But then they showed the real estate agent
Seema.
at the seat.
Seema, right?
Seema at the seat the empty seat at the table, which to me would indicate that she's the Samantha replacement. But also she's like a sexy sexual person, which would make it seem like she's the Samantha replacement.
She's the closest personality wise to that character. Yeah,
because she's like, I don't give a shit. I'm like a very successful real estate lady that doesn't
lies to my parents about having a boyfriend.
But she's like clearly like in her 50s too, and like
let's say she's in her 40s, right? It's wild that
she's very sexy, whatever she is. Like I like
but
that.
But she'd be lying to her parents about a boyfriend is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it doesn't. I didn't mind that as much because
it felt a little corny to me.
I didn't mind that as much.
It didn't feel appropriate to these characters. You know what I mean?
But is she the Samantha replacement? Like, who's the Samantha replacement?
Here's the thing. They're
making it seem like the other woman is because we see her at home without the main characters there.
Yes, but what they're doing is
very weird.
They can't fully commit to replacing Samantha because they know that.
Well, they want to keep the seat open for Samantha. Well, that's what I think.
Yeah, she's never coming back.
No,
but also they know that people would be really upset.
It doesn't serve as the fans.
Like said, we're going to plop this person in, and now that's your Samantha.
Right? They didn't. Oh, so you're basically saying that they didn't want online chatter of like Seema can't fill Samantha's shoes or the professor can't fill Samantha's.
It's not that they didn't want it; it's that they knew it would bother people. Even if people don't, like the online stuff is just like a tiny sliver of what people actually feel. You know what I mean? They knew it would be doing a disservice, even though they've done, I think, a disservice to the character in many ways because they're mad that she didn't come back. I think they wrote her out in a very shitty way.
The thing that is keeping me sort of glued to the show, well, besides a little bit of loyalty to the franchise, right? And, I find the characters are entertaining to me. Like I've lived with them for a lot of my adult life.
Right.
Right. So are they
entertaining to you now?
Well, what's interesting to me now is sort of like a little bit of like how they are like, I feel like the characters are out of touch and it's sort of interesting to look at. There's something societally educational about it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not what they were going for.
But no, they're very rich and privileged. Like they're very rich and privileged.
Yes, both in front of the camera and behind the camera. And I feel like this series to me feels like you can't go home again.
I don't know what to think. I'm watching every episode.
Oh, we're gonna watch it for sure.
I watch but the Shay Diaz thing is so funny to me because
Shay.
Oh, is it Che?
It's Che.
Oh, I thought it was because her name was Cheryl and she wanted to be more like. I
thought people
cool.
were saying Che in the show. Are they not?
No, I think you're right.
Are they saying Shay?
I think you're right, but she explained it that her name was Cheryl. So is she Shay or Che? She's Che or Che?
I might be wrong.
If it's short for Cheryl.
Cheryl. What a beautiful name, Cheryl.
I don't mind Shay Diaz. Because Shay Diaz is like, people are writing think pieces about the character Shay Diaz because they're saying like Shay Diaz like sucks, but I don't think Shay Diaz necessarily sucks. I think Miranda sucks a little bit.
I don't think the character sucks. I think that.
By the way, the actress is doing an amazing job.
Sarah Ramirez, they are doing so good.
Sarah Ramirez was performing the comedy in the comedy scenes.
This is what I want to say.
In a way that I've never seen
as
done.
A comedian.
Yeah.
The comedy is not funny, but they are performing it like they're making it's very believable. It's very believable.
Oh my God. The way that
the rhythms and the like
the rhythms
when they laugh
but also the
like
attitude.
That. Yeah, absolutely.
The attitude and the sort of command of the audience and the confidence.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the performance.
Yes.
To be honest.
100%.
Sarah Ramirez is killing it. The character is funny to me, but not in the way that people think it's funny online.
The character is very much. There was a great Gawker piece by Olivia Craighead about Shay Diaz being annoying because they're a comedian, and there's like a lot of, it's very funny.
And
it's a very funny piece.
but they're a comedian because, and being realistically portrayed as somebody
Yes.
who's a little bit full of themselves.
Yes.
Who's
And
a little
like
bit full of them.
high all the time and not returning DMs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And showing up at a friend's, I think she said, showing up at your employee's house in the middle of the day to get drunk and have sex with your employee's friend while they're recuperating in a bed.
The thing about the Miranda storyline that I think is interesting, and I hope that they explore a little bit, is that, like you're saying, they're making it sound like she didn't know who she was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But, okay, so Shay, whatever. Shay.
Let's say Shay.
Cheryl. Shay. So Shay's like younger.
Mm-hmm.
Shay is single.
Mm-hmm.
Shay is successful in a creative field and a very competitive creative field.
Mm-hmm.
Shay doesn't give a shit.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it would be more interesting if what the Miranda character is reckoning with is aging versus her actual sexuality. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And I agree with it for this show, because the problem with that storyline is that that's its own show. That's like a full movie. You know what I mean? And so to service it fully and respectfully and dramatically within the context of, as I was saying before, like 1/6 of a storyline is like, that's asking a lot. That's asking a lot. So it's going to come, it's going to be clunky, and parts of it are going to be like, it's going to be really weird. And it's like, she's been with Steve for how long? And
23 years.
Like, you would have to explore the guilt of that, which they've barely done.
Well, I think that the way that they would be able to explore the guilt of that is if Steve finds out. Or she tells Steve.
Well, that has to happen, of course.
Or she tells Steve.
That has to happen.
Or he finds out.
But I think it's more compelling to see somebody, especially a beloved character, to be doing a thing that they know is disrespectful and deceitful to their spouse, and having the guilt, but still doing it. You know what I mean? That would be way more compelling than her getting mad at the picnic. Anyway, okay, look.
Whatever. We're very obviously deep into And Just Like That.
We talked about it for a long time.
Well, honestly, I have to say there's something provocative about it.
Hey, if we're talking about it, they must be doing something right.
So what are your recommendations? You like Station 11?
Yeah, I'm going to say Station 11 in Belfast.
I have to plug. I was a guest on 2 podcasts recently. First, you can find me on Totally Rad, which is a fun podcast.
Yes, we've both been on it.
This
is your second time.
This is my second time. I'm a repeat guest. It was very fun. Then I was a guest on Scott Hasn't Seen. Now, Totally Rad you can find wherever you get your podcasts. Scott Hasn't Seen, I think you can only find on Comedy Bang Bang World. Is that right?
Yes, cbbworld.com.
cbbworld.com. Both amazing experiences. I say seek them out, please. Those are my recommendations.
And I say seek them out.
Seek them out.
Wherever you get your podcasts, seek them out.
We should go to talk about Brady. Brady.
Brady. She's having a lot of sex in there.
She read my sex in my hearing age.
Hey, you can tell me.
She was on my hearing
They
age.
sold him out and they made him have an off-screen affair in the second movie.
But that's what I'm saying is fucked up about Miranda cheating on Steve now with Shay.
Yeah.
Because she was so upset about him cheating on her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How do you like it? All right. Thank you for listening, everybody. We are...
this is an unhinged one.
It was
what are we calling this one?
Unhinged.
Really?
Yeah, why not? Who cares?
Hey, what? Who cares? Who cares?
That's right. Fred Armisen's impression of Joy
Wait,
PR.
what? Who cares?
Who cares? So what? Who cares?
Who cares? So what? Who cares?
We are Stay F Homekins on Twitter and Instagram, and stayfhomekins@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll be back next month.
We sure will. Please.
And until then,
stay safe, stay sane, and stay strong.